Veterans Park of Holyoke, Massachusetts, and we're going to introduce you to the Veterans Park itself. In the middle, of course, is Columbia, the statue dedicated to the Civil War veterans. All on the perimeter of the park are many interesting, here you now have the Holyoke Transportation Center, but in 1920 to about the year 2000, it was Holyoke Central Fire Station. It's 4 stories, beautiful Roman style look to it, and they made it here because it became motorized in 1920. The first motorized fire station in the United States, and the first fire trucks ever that were motorized were made in Springfield, Massachusetts by Knox Company, and Holyoke became like the 10th fire station in the world to become motorized. It needed to be here, bigger bays, different stations, wider streets. The first 2 central fire stations were not on this street, but 2 of them were on High Street. And if you go on a High Street tour, you can visit both of those. But this beautiful one here was made to make sure the firemen can get very quickly to the fires. Now, what we're going to do is slowly we're going to go each stop around here, and there's 8 quad sections on angle. We're only going to visit 7 of them. Okay, down in this corner right here, you had the McAusland Wakeland store, and before that, though, it was a place where J.J. O'Connor, a medical surgeon, had his residence in his offices and his surgical practice, and it was recovery homes. So we had 5 homes there, all pretty much in a row, and they were devoted to keeping the people there so they could recover. And that's very unusual, but remember, there weren't too many hospitals in this world, and so the doctors had to allow room for the patients to recover, and that's where he allowed his patients to recover. Then it was changed into the department store, McAusland Wakeland, and then it became the Holyoke downtown campus for the medical center. And so it made a lot of changes. Also, the very edge, you can hardly see right now, there was the St. Jerome's Temperance Union, and there they helped men stay off alcohol by having activities and group and fraternal things, and it kind of worked. Okay, so we'll go to the next section. Okay, the next section right here, you can see at the southern end of the park that you have a World War II monument devoted to 255 men from Holyoke that died because of wounds or illnesses caused by World War II. And that's a lot of men. Several of them are buried in Holyoke or in South Hadley. Many, of course, are buried in Europe. And it's worthwhile going through the list and see if there's any family you recognize around Holyoke. Okay. If you look up in this corner, you have the Holyoke Post Office, that's the 5th main post office of Holyoke ever. All the others are now pretty much gone except one of them. But this is the 5th main one. It's been here from 1935 onwards. It has a WPA mural inside of it. That's worth your time to go see. The post office itself is an Art Deco style. It's a very big post office, but they thought in 1935 that Holyoke would continue to grow and grow, but it hasn't, of course. Now, if you go on this corner right here, this large edge, this edge right here has the St. Jerome School, which became the Holyoke Catholic School, which became apartments. But before that, it was the Notre Dame School. And the Notre Dame School was the girls' school of the St. Jerome's campus. They actually started in the year 1868, and they started the White House on Hamden Street, but by 1883 they moved into this beautiful building here. And you can see it has a beautiful mansard roof and a very symmetric look to it, right? I do it on the park tour, and I also do a separate St. Jerome's church campus tour, and this beautiful building that gets to be on both floors. Okay, up through this side, you see the St. Jerome's Church. It's a Gothic church. It's the oldest Roman Catholic church in Holyoke. It was started in 1856 as a parish. By 1860, the building itself was ready. And the first pastor, Jeremiah O'Callahan, is buried along the side of it. There's a St. Patrick's Chapel around the other side. And this became the core of a great campus where you had a school, you had old ladies rest home, you had 2 convents, 3 schools, and you even had a maternity ward, and you had beginning of a nursery school. Right, so you had a lot of things developed there. Now, down in that corner, you have the Vietnam veterans and Korean War memorials. They're devoted to the men who from Holyoke that died because of illnesses or injuries caused by the wars itself. So our last stop is we're going to point right behind us and to point upwards, and we can see then in the middle of what we're doing here is the beautiful Columbia. So our eighth stop is to see Columbia itself. So there's a lot to see around this park, so I hope you go to all the many stops. Thank you.